Slurp-de-diddly-doo, my G's. Hope you guys are all doing great. Today what I'm going to show you is one of the most important things when it comes to starting a DNB track and getting a firm, solid foundation in your low end. A student of mine on my most recent group masterclass, which was really, really nice, a couple of weeks ago. A student of mine on there asked me, what's the most important thing you focus on when you're starting a track, or how do you start a track? And there's many answers to that. You know, it could be, I'm reading a particular book that's inspired an idea for a track, and I want to do something that conveys a particular message. Maybe it could be really deep, but in this video I'm talking about the first thing I'm going to do so that I can ensure that I'm going to get a great low end mix down. So I'm going to tell you basically 3 things now which I focus on, and it's very, very simple, and I'll show you a little demonstration. But the 3 main things that I focus on when I'm starting out to make a banger, to make sure I've got a fat low end as well, is number 1, which kick sample am I going to use, or which kick am I going to use, and how good of a quality does it have? Number 2, what's my primary bass? What's my low end bass line looking like, sounding like? Where's that coming from, and what's the quality of that? So kick quality, number 1, bass quality, number 2, and number 3, how does a particular kick marry with a particular bass? So how do they combine naturally together? So recap, imagine you're playing I don't know if you guys have ever played Tekken, but there's a popular video game called Tekken, and there was a particular version of the game called Tekken Tag Tournament, you know. And basically in the first 3 Tekkens you had different characters. Some were excellent, like one was called Jin, one was called Jun. You know, there was one called Kazuya, there was one called Devil Kazuya, there was one called King and one called Armor King. There were lots of great characters, you know, and you'd have to pick one character to fight with. So you had to pick your kick to fight with, or your bass to fight with, right? But when it came to Tekken Tag Tournament, you suddenly had the option to have 2 fighters, and you could have 2 fighters that were not sort of friends or not related, or you could pick particular combinations of fighters that were kind of related, you know, like King and Armor King, or Kazuya and Devil Kazuya. There were like these matches where when you had them as your tag team duo, they had special finishing moves that they could only do together if it was only them 2 together in the ring. And it's the same when it comes to your drum and bass mix down in your low end, okay? You want to pick 2 great fighters, the great kick drum, the great sub bass, or the great bass. And then, but you also want to pay attention to what are their combo moves together. What's the special combo move, you know? So those are the 3 rules: fantastic quality kick, fantastic quality bass, and a combination of the kick and the bass that naturally also just works. Okay, so I'm going to do a little demonstration now. Let's get into it. So what I've got here, guys, is I've got 3 basses from my Serum Rituals preset pack, and I've bounced them out to audio just to save CPU. So the first one is the Final Temptation. Then we've got the Gas Tank. And we've got Gaslight the Owl. And then I've just pulled out a load of kick drums from various different sample packs that I've got. And now the kick drums that I've picked out, as well as the basses obviously, have already passed my initial personal quality test, you know. So I've got good kick drums, I've got good basses, and so the next thing is to find those combinations that work well. So let's say I really want to make a tune using this bass. Just going to test out some of the kick drums with it, and remember, they should work well together already without any mixing, because the mixing that you do, like sidechain compression or whatever it is you do afterwards, should be an enhancement of an already good combination, you know? Because remember the 3 rules: best kick, best bass, best combination. All right, so let's test out some kicks with this one. It's pretty good. Not bad. Could be better. We're really looking for clarity between the 2 sounds, the kick and the bass, but most importantly, looking for just a gelling of low end power, you know? It's pretty good. So that one's really nice. So I'm sort of torn between this one and also pretty good. I quite like that as well. I think with a bit of work with the side chaining, that could be a really good one. If not, it'd be the 9, I think. But I kind of feel like that's a better match character-wise. Yeah, bit of EQing and volume adjustment, but I feel like that naturally is quite a good mix. Let's try another one, the gas tank bass now. See here, that kick that I liked before, I don't think it blends that well with that bass. It's not bad. That one's good. Too smacky. It's pretty okay. 9's good. I think I like the... Yeah, I've unlocked low end power through this combination. You know, the way that the kick drum works with the bass line gives me that sense of extra energy in the low end. So that's a great tag team combo there. So I'm definitely going to pair that one with that bass. Let's just look over the last one here, the Gas the Owl. Not bad. .24's okay again. That actually works really well, this one here. It's got a bit of almost a bit of a lo-fi character to that kick, so it depends if I want to go down that road, but it sounds like they match quite well though. That one's a bit similar, but that one's slightly better. That one's the best in terms of overall quality. It's slightly better than that lo-fi one. I think that's the best match there. So really I've got that sort of number, that one with the Gas the Owl. And then this one went really well with the gas tank, this kick here. And I think it was the first one. I think it was this guy who went really well with the Final Temptation bass. So there I have basically my selections. If I was, you know, it's three ideas for three different tracks here, you know. That's a nice low end foundation. Nice low end foundation. Best overall low end foundation. I think if I had to pick one track to roll with, I'd probably go with that one. But yeah, that's basically how I would go about analysing the different combinations so I can find the best overall combo of naturally fitting kick and bass. So I hope that helped you out, my G's. And yeah, remember, this is it's not the only way that you can start a track, but it's one of the most important things that I always have in my mind when I'm starting a song. It's like, have I got a great kick? Have I got a great bass? And do they actually combine together naturally really, really well, so that any extra mixing I do is going to be an enhancement of what was already a good combination in the first place, you know? So hopefully that will help you transform your mixes and get a nice firm foundation of low end built underneath everything. And yeah, again, like I just used some random presets from my preset pack, rituals, and some random kicks. But obviously, you know, if you can take a lot more time to make sure you really get your favorite bass and your favorite kick and that they work together, you know. But this is kind of like the concept that I often think about, and that's particularly that natural combination between the two, you know. So may I remind you again before you leave, if you check out the links down below, you can find these bass presets along with other preset packs as well for Serum, Phase Plant, Vital, and Current on my website. I also have mixing and mastering services available. My email is down below. And I've got a great community over on Patreon if you want to come and join us. It really helps me as well by you supporting the channel. It's yeah, a great way to give something back if you feel like you've learned from my content over the days, weeks, months, years, or however long you've been following. And yeah, finally, if you want production lessons as well, I also offer one-on-one tutoring. Links for that are down below. All right, so that's it from me today. More from me very, very soon. Ciao for now. Much love.